Stop everything you're doing and look at your thumb right now. Look at those tiny, swirling, looping ridges on your skin. What are they for? If you said, Leo, obviously they're for catching criminals or unlocking my iPhone, then you are totally 100% wrong. Well, okay, maybe not totally wrong for the 21st century. But evolution did not spend millions of years perfecting those patterns just so the FBI could have a database. Did you know that koalas have fingerprints so similar to humans that even experts can mistake them at a crime scene? Think about that. Evolution gave the exact same tech to a tree-hugging marsupial and a rocket-building primate. Why? It's not about identity, guys. It's about survival. I'm Leo, and today we are debunking the biggest identity theft in biological history. We are peeling back the skin. Metaphorically, please keep your skin on to find out the real, high-octane reason why we have fingerprints. It's way cooler than a digital password. Okay, let's get the big myths out of the way first, because I know what you're thinking. Myth number 1, fingerprints are there to create friction so we can pick things up, like the tread on a hiking boot or a car tire. It sounds logical, right? Rough surfaces grip better than smooth ones. But here is the mind-blowing part. Scientists actually tested this using acrylic glass, and they found that fingerprints actually reduce the contact area between your skin and a flat surface. If your fingers were perfectly smooth, you'd actually have more skin-to-surface contact, which theoretically should mean more friction. So, the sandpaper theory is officially busted. Evolution didn't give you ridges to act like sandpaper. In fact, on hard, flat surfaces, your fingerprints actually make your hands a little more slippery than if they were totally smooth. Mind blown yet? Now, for myth number 2, fingerprints evolved so we could identify each other. Guys, evolution is many things, but it is not a clerk at the DMV. Evolution cares about 2 things, eating and not being eaten. For 99.9% of human history, we didn't have ID cards, we didn't have police scanners, and we certainly weren't leaving prints on glass coffee tables for detectives to find. The fact that every fingerprint is unique is actually just a beautiful biological accident. It's a byproduct of how your skin folds while you're still in the womb. It's like the way every snowflake is different. Nature didn't design snowflakes to be unique so we could tell them apart. They just happen to be unique because of the chaotic way they form. The same goes for your fingers. So, if it's not for friction on flat surfaces and it's not for identification, what is it for? Why would nature go through all that trouble to make these intricate ridges? Well, the answer lies in the trees and in the tiny vibrations that tell us what the world feels like. We've been looking at fingerprints as pictures for so long that we forgot they are actually sensors. So, let's get into the real juice, the real science. If fingerprints actually reduce friction on flat surfaces, why do we have them? The secret is moisture and texture. Think of your fingerprints like a smart drainage system. Imagine a high-performance Formula 1 race car driving in the rain. Those tires have grooves in them. Why? To channel water away so the rubber can actually touch the road. Our fingerprints do something incredibly similar. When your hands get a little bit sweaty, which they do when you're stressed or trying to grab something, those tiny valleys between the ridges act like drainage channels. They move the moisture out of the way so the peaks of your ridges can make firm contact with whatever you're holding. This is why you can grab a slippery fruit or a wet branch without it flying out of your hand.
All right, got it.
But wait, there's more. This is where it gets really high-tech.
How cool is that?
I want you to imagine your fingertip is like a vintage vinyl record player. You know how the needle sits in the groove of the record? As the record spins, the needle vibrates, and those vibrations are turned into music.
It's glowing.
Well, your fingerprints are the needles of your body.
This is amazing.
When you slide your finger across a surface, say, a piece of fine silk versus a piece of coarse sandpaper, those ridges cause specific vibrations to travel through your skin. These aren't just random shakes, they are precise signals. Deep under those ridges, you have these specialized nerve endings called Pacinian corpuscles. These guys are like the high-end microphones of your nervous system. Because the ridges are curved and raised, they amplify the vibrations by up to 100 times. It's like having a built-in magnifying glass, but for your sense of touch.
Wow.
This allows your brain to perceive textures that are incredibly fine. We're talking about things as small as a single human hair or the microscopic texture of a leaf. Think of your fingerprints as a suspension system for a luxury SUV. If you're driving over a bumpy road, the suspension absorbs the shock, but also tells the driver exactly how the terrain feels. Your fingerprints do the same. They filter out the noise and amplify the data. This was a massive evolutionary advantage. If you're a primitive human foraging in the dark, you need to know, by touch alone. If a leaf is dry and crunchy, or if it's waxy and poisonous, you need to feel if a tool you're making has a tiny crack that might make it break. Without those ridges acting as amplifiers, our hands would be numb to the fine details of the world. We wouldn't be the master tool makers we are today if we couldn't feel the micro textures of the materials we were working with. It's not just about holding things, it's about sensing the world with extreme precision. Now, let's play a game of what if.
Wait, what?
What if we woke up tomorrow and everyone's fingerprints were just gone? Just smooth, glassy skin on our fingertips. It sounds like a dream for a bank robber, right? No more prints at the scene of the crime. But for the rest of us, it would be a total nightmare. This actually happens to people with a very rare genetic condition called Aderformatoglyphia, often called immigration delay disease, because it makes getting a passport really hard. But beyond the paperwork, how would your life change? First off, you'd be the clumsiest person on earth. Trying to pick up a glass of water would be like trying to catch a wet fish with oven mitts on. Without those drainage channels I talked about, the tiny bit of moisture on your skin would create a microscopic layer of water, making everything feel like it's covered in oil. You'd be dropping your phone constantly, ripped to all the screens. But even worse would be the sensory blackout. Imagine trying to button your shirt or tie your shoelaces if your fingers felt like they were wrapped in thick plastic. That's what life without fingerprints would be like. You'd lose that high-definition touch. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a nickel and a quarter in your pocket just by feeling them. You wouldn't be able to feel the subtle vibration of your phone buzzing as clearly. Our ancestors would have been in huge trouble. Imagine a monkey trying to swing through a canopy of wet trees after a rainstorm. Without those ridges to channel the water and provide that micro grip, they'd be slipping and sliding all over the place. They wouldn't be able to feel if a branch was rotting or solid. And what if fingerprints evolved differently? What if we had giant, thick ridges like the tread on a tractor tire? Sure, we'd have incredible grip on mud, but we'd lose all our finesse. We wouldn't be able to perform surgery, play the guitar, or type on a keyboard. Evolution found the Goldilocks zone, ridges that are just high enough to amplify vibrations and channel water, but small enough to let us handle delicate objects. We are literally walking around with the most advanced tactile sensors in the known universe on the ends of our arms. It's a perfect balance of grip and data collection that has allowed us to build civilizations. So, the next time you use your thumb to unlock your phone, remember, you're not just using a biological barcode. You're using a high-tech, water-channeling, vibration-amplifying piece of evolutionary art. Nature didn't give you fingerprints to help the police. She gave them to you so you could feel the world in 4K resolution. It's pretty wild how the smallest details on our bodies often have the biggest stories behind them, right? Be honest, are you looking at your fingers differently right now? Drop a comment below if you also used to think they were just for the FBI or your iPhone. I want to know. And while you're down there, what other useless body parts do you think have a secret superpower? Let me know. I read every single one of them. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button and join the family here at Leo Monkey Explorer for weekly doses of genuine curiosity. Stay curious, stay energetic, and I'll see you in the next one. Leo out.
Goodbye, everyone.